from Germany before.
Really?
How are you?
All right. Thank you.
Well, it's quite a crowd here. Good morning, everyone. I'm delighted to welcome all of you here to the official opening of NATO's Chicago Summit exhibit. This exhibit showcases the world-class, diverse city of Chicago for us, and it's important that we do this at this moment because, as you know, while Chicago is here today at NATO, NATO in 2 months will be in Chicago. In a moment, I'll be introducing several very distinguished visitors from the great state of Illinois, and of course from Chicago in particular. It's an honor today to welcome you here to NATO, to Brussels, and to have you here to open up this exhibit. They've come a long way to Belgium to introduce us to their great state and offer us some insights about what the great city of Chicago has to offer. But before we hear from them and our distinguished guests, it is my great pleasure to offer you a word from our very own esteemed Secretary General of NATO, Mr. Anders Fogh Rasmussen.
Ambassador Daalder, Governor Quinn, Ms. Rule, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NATO. We are very happy to see the Governor of Illinois, the First Lady of Chicago, and all of you who are doing so much to welcome NATO to Chicago. I know Chicago very well. Our son, our daughter-in-law, and 2 of our grandchildren live not far away. So your city is literally close to my family. And this May, the NATO family of allies and partners will meet in Chicago, a family based on shared values and shared concerns. And at our summit, it will deliver shared solutions to the challenges we all face. Like NATO, Chicago brings together many cultures. It is built upon diversity and determination. In Chicago, NATO will deliver an alliance which is committed to transatlantic solidarity and cooperation, capable of dealing with the security challenges of the future, and connected with our partner nations and the rest of the international community. And that's why more than 50 heads of state and government and world leaders will come to Chicago in May. And I know that Chicago will deliver a summit with the hospitality, the energy, and the inspiration for which you are famous. And this exhibition reminds us that we have a lot to look forward to in Chicago, in our meetings and out. So I wish to thank, through you, the United States government, the state of Illinois, and the city of Chicago for bringing us the taste, the sights, and the sound of this exciting city. We look very much forward to visiting Chicago.
Well, thank you, Mr. Secretary General. Well said. We are, as we know, a rather big family, but we are a family. Next, ladies and gentlemen, it's my distinct pleasure to introduce you to the Governor of Illinois, Mr. Pat Quinn, who's not only a great American, but also the Commander-in-Chief of the Illinois National Guard. A number of Governor Quinn's Guard forces are currently embedded with the 12th Polish Mechanized Brigade operating in NATO's ISAF mission in Afghanistan. They're doing great work there to provide security to the people of Ghazni province in eastern Afghanistan, and we thank them for their service. With that, please join me in welcoming Mr. Pat Quinn, the Governor of Illinois.
Thank you.
Well, it's an honor to be here, and we do want to thank all of those who participate in NATO. It is so important to the security of all of us. I have been to Ghazni province in Afghanistan, and our Illinois National Guard has had a partnership for peace with the Polish military since 1995, and we have worked with the coalition forces in Afghanistan from the very beginning. We also worked in Iraq with many of the other coalition forces, and we thank them for their service. We honor those who lost their lives and mourn their loss, and we also mourn the loss of the young people who were on that skiing trip, and unfortunately a bus had an accident, and many, many young lives were lost, and their chaperones as well. And I think all of us in the state of Illinois, in the United States, grieve with those who have lost their loved ones today. I think it is also important that our state of Illinois, a large state, fifth largest in the United States, I grew up in Illinois my whole life. I was born in Chicago. I have a house in Chicago, but I also live in the governor's mansion in Springfield, Illinois, where the Secretary General's son lives and his daughter-in-law and grandchildren. I invited the Secretary General to sleep in the governor's mansion in the Lincoln bed located there. Abraham Lincoln bought that bed, and lots of people have come through our city of Springfield, our state capital, and we have a very warm hospitality to all who visit. And we want to express that hospitality to all our friends in NATO. When they come in the month of May, Illinois has many opportunities in the city of Chicago, and we have a train, a fast train to Springfield and other places. If you like to drive a car, you can drive down on Route 66, the Mother Road, where literally thousands and thousands of people have traveled that road from Chicago to Springfield on to St. Louis. And if you want to go to Los Angeles, you can do that too. The bottom line is we have people in our state with warm hearts. We believe in diversity. Diversity unites us. And it's very important that we have, I think, an opportunity in May for all of us to get to know each other better. We want you to come early and stay late and enjoy the great state of Illinois. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Governor Quinn. I think I should clarify. I think the invitation to stay at the governor's mansion was only for the Secretary General. just so you can come through Springfield and drive by it as on Route 6, but that's it. Next, next it's my pleasure and indeed honor to introduce another very distinguished visitor from Illinois. She's a lady who calls Chicago home, while Chicago calls her the First Lady. Please give a very warm welcome to Ms. Rule, the First Lady of Chicago and wife of Chicago Mayor Emanuel.
Thank you. Thank you, Ambassador Daalder. Thank you, Secretary General Rasmussen, and thank you, Governor Quinn. It is such an honor for the city of Chicago to be hosting the NATO Summit. For those of you who've not been to Chicago before, you're in for a real treat. Chicago is located on the shores of the Great Lake, Michigan, with 26 miles of publicly accessible lakefront. In fact, we have beaches basically as our front yard. We're also home to some of the finest architecture and museums in the world. But our greatest treasure is our people. We have a wonderfully diverse population in many distinct neighborhoods throughout the city. My husband likes to call Chicago the most American of American cities. So in addition to visiting our glamorous downtown, our glittering downtown, our fabulous buildings, I encourage you to explore some of our interesting neighborhoods. Our Polish community on Milwaukee Avenue, our German community in Lincoln Square, our Scandinavian community in Andersonville, our Hispanic community of Pilsen, and our historic African-American neighborhood of Bronzeville. And of course, since we're President Obama's hometown, President Obama's neighborhood of Hyde Park. I can assure you we have some amazing food and beer. We have our own ethnic beers in Chicago, so we've enjoyed drinking some here in Belgium. We invite you to come to Chicago and taste some of our cuisine and beer. And we brought you some of our greatest hits, which after a few more speeches you'll have the opportunity to enjoy. Chicago is a perfect match for a NATO summit, and we so thank you for the opportunity to share our city with the world. And we look forward to welcoming all of you in May.
Thank you, Ms. Rule, and I think I speak for all of us here. We can't wait to see all that Chicago has to offer. I was there a couple of weeks ago, coming back next week. It's a spectacular city. To follow up on Ms. Rule's remarks, we'll now hear from the President. No, not that President, although he also comes from Chicago. This is the President and CEO of the Chicago Convention and Tourism Bureau, Mr. Don Welsh, whose team has put together this really outstanding exhibit of Chicago for us here. Don?
Thank you. Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you for being with us this morning at this very special occasion. If you've probably not sensed, we're fairly excited about this trip coming up in May for the city of Chicago, so thank you. Secretary General, thank you so much for this opportunity. Ambassador Daalder, thank you. And I must give credit also to Ms. Harris. We were here in January for a planning meeting thinking about how do you really bring the best of Chicago to NATO and to Brussels. And we had some wonderful meetings, some very inspiring meetings with Ms. Harris. And she challenged us to think big and think about the unique elements of our city. And I believe our marketing team and my team back in Chicago, as well as the teams here in Brussels, did a great job. You're going to get a chance to walk the exhibit, but if you've not been over to this side of the building yet, our city is celebrating its 175th birthday this month. And there's a timeline that goes back to the 175 years, and you'll be able to get a pictorial here. And then when the delegates arrive in May, they're going to get a chance to experience hopefully all that Chicago has to offer. And those sections are along here, capped off by a video wall and display at the end that sort of chronicles everything we have. So we realize that not all of you will be able to make the trip in May. However, our goal here is to convince you that Chicago is a worthy destination. The state of Illinois is certainly a worthy destination for you to come back on a subsequent trip. So on behalf of our team, we again thank you for this incredible opportunity. We are excited, enthused, and we'll be ready for your arrival in May and in subsequent months when you all visit. So thank you again.
Thanks, Don. As I said, and your people really have done an outstanding job in putting all of this together. Now, to our final speaker this morning, another key player in the Chicago Summit planning effort. As the executive director of the Chicago Host Committee, our next guest has a very full plate indeed, and to make sure that our plates and indeed our stomachs will be very full too, she'll tell us a little bit about what the iconic Chicago foods that we'll be able to enjoy here in Chicago Week at NATO. Please welcome Ms. Lori Healy.
Good morning from the Chicago Host Committee, and yes, Ambassador Daalder, we have indeed brought a full plate. Thank you, Mr. Secretary General, for taking the time to help us open the Chicago Week exhibit. We're honored to be hosting the NATO Summit in May and are thrilled to have this opportunity to provide you with a sneak peek of what to expect. I would also like to thank Ambassador Daalder for working with us to make this exhibit possible. The hospitality that you and Ms. Harris have shown us, we so tremendously appreciate in Chicago, and we look forward to extending that same hospitality in May when NATO comes to Chicago. We have shared a lot about Chicago with this exhibit, with our partners at the Convention and Tourism Bureau, with the state of Illinois. Thank you very much, Governor Quinn. And we look forward to kicking off our mini Taste of Chicago, which is an annual festival that we put on in the city in the summer that draws thousands and thousands of people downtown to our lakefront to experience the best of the cuisines around Chicago. Now, our city is very fortunate to have a tremendous business community that is just as civic-minded and proud of our city as we are here today. And it is thanks to the donations of many of our local business favorites that we are about to provide you with a unique sampling of Chicago. Today's items include Lou Malnati's Pizza. Many of you may not know that Chicago is the home and the birthplace of deep dish pizza, which you're about to experience today. Manny's Deli, corned beef sandwiches, potato pancakes, Vienna hot dogs, Ann Sather's cinnamon rolls, Eli's cheesecake, Garrett's popcorn, Berghoff's soda, no beer, but soda today, and Fisher nuts. Now, yesterday, we were also pleased to bring with us for a tea hosted by Ms. Harris, Talbot Teas, which is also from Chicago, as well as our very own Chicago Co-op honey, which is grown on the top of Chicago City Hall. Now, we hope you'll enjoy the sampling of Chicago's favorite foods and that you will be able to take advantage of all of our fine dining in Chicago while you're in town for the summit. Thank you very much for your hospitality, and we look forward to seeing all of you in May in Chicago. Thank you.
Laurie, thanks. I'm certainly getting hungry. I know that's probably true for you too. So with that, let me just thank all of our very distinguished speakers for their insights and for making, I think, our visit to Chicago in 2 months not just about a summit, but about a visit of a great city and a great state. I want to thank one other set of people, the Shape Band, who have come from Shape, and they will start playing just as we finish this some of the great tunes about and by Chicago. And now I just want to invite all of you to stick around, take a look at the exhibit, taste some of the food, and start having the beginnings of the spirit of Chicago taken here at NATO. I would request, just so that we can organize this, given the great number of people, that you give us a few moments for the Secretary General and Governor Quinn and Ms. Rule to go and taste some of the specific parts of the exhibit to find out what's real about Chicago. So give us a few minutes, but then let me again thank all of you for coming. Thank our distinguished guests for coming all the way from Chicago, Illinois, and please don't overeat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. We'll do a picture right now.
Okay, great.
And then
A photo here. Yeah. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Okay. Yeah. It's our, so to speak, our own band. It's a NATO band, yes.
All right.
Yeah.
And let's. Oh, you can go down there.